Morning, Wall Street winners. It is Friday, January the 3rd, and we are into the second trading day of 2025. And if we take a look at where we are with the futures markets, it's about an hour, just an hour and 3 minutes out from the start of the open, or the start of trading at the open. And we have all three U.S. indices today in the green, similar to where they were yesterday. So we need to be a little weary here in that we want to see whether this sticks and holds. Yesterday we saw we were in the green in the pre-market, we were in the green when the market opened, but then as we moved through the morning session, we started to lose ground, and by the afternoon, most of the indices were in the red and continued there throughout the remainder of the day. So not a lot of news right now. It's a slow news week. We did just hear that President Biden has quashed the renewed interest from Nippon Steel out of Japan to buy U.S. steel. So the U.S. government is preventing the purchase of U.S. steel by the Japanese firm. U.S. protectionism there and ensuring that large companies continue to have U.S. ownership or predominant U.S. ownership. You can see across the top of we'll call it the ticker here on the Yahoo Finance app, that crude oil is up above $73. So that's an interesting turn of events. It continues to increase. It took a dip earlier this morning, but it is rebounded. So we'll see whether it maintains that $73 value. And if it does, it should be a good day again for U.S. crude companies, but it turned out to be at the beginning of the day yesterday, but then again it tapered off as well, even though crude held its continued increase in value in the futures out to February 2025, February 25th, 2025. That's a tricky one. Anyway, so where are we? So next week on Friday, we have the U.S. payrolls report. Thursday, Friday's the 10th. The 9th, we have the potential funeral for ex-president Jimmy Carter, and then we have some numbers the following week leading up to the end of the month, which is the U.S. Fed talking about a potential change to interest rates on the 29th. So there's a lot of things in the works, and if next week we get a closure to the stock market due to the funeral of the past U.S. President Jimmy Carter on the Thursday, and then we get good or bad numbers out Friday, I think there's going to be a significant amount of momentum on the Friday. There's probably some options closing on the Friday as well, which will increase volatility. So that's something to just be aware of next week. We could have another shortened trading week. And then I believe the following Monday is a holiday in the U.S., could be President's Day. I'm not sure exactly what that is off the top of my head, but I believe the following Monday is a holiday. So we've got a bunch of shortened weeks coming up here as we start the year. What you can see if we scroll down through health and retail is that most of the stocks that we follow here are in the green this morning, with the exception of Humana at the back, which is off slightly, or at the bottom, which is off slightly. But they're not doing a whole heck of a lot. I'd be staying out of health and retail right now myself, or I am staying out of it. Transport as well, kind of staying away from that until we figure out where things are with the greater economy. And then with oil and with transport, we have another pending glitch coming up. So the U.S. dock workers along the East Coast had postponed the renegotiation for 3 months back in the fall, and that is coming due in the next couple of weeks. So that is yet to be resolved going forward with some of the other demands that are being requested by the dock workers. So if that doesn't get resolved, there's a potential for another strike at the docks on the eastern seaboard, and that's already causing ships to divert and go to different ports so that their goods don't get stuck partway through transit. That has the potential of having a ripple effect on the transport companies. So another reason that I'm staying away from those. Oil looks like it's pretty much green on the screen here for oil, although at some of their, I'm not going to say all-time low prices, but I think that oil overall is at super attractive prices if you believe that oil is going to go up this year, which I do, and that is not the view of the mainstream. So most, I would say, of the analysts and forecasters out there believe that oil will drop down in value in terms of dollars per barrel. But I believe it'll be maintained in that $70 to $80 range this year. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And if it is closer to 80, I think these oil stocks will recover. And then it all depends on just how they run their companies. I mean, they are cash generating machines for the most part, although very capital intensive. If we see a drop in interest rates, that helps them in the long term. But again, I wouldn't say that they're hugely impacted by short-term interest rates. I mean, these are well-led, well-run organizations that, like, look at Warren Buffett. When interest rates were down at 1%, he took out a 30-year loan at 1% for billions of dollars. So that's the kind of thing that a large company that's run well does, is it locks in at lower rates, knowing that they're likely to go up. Anyway, obviously Warren Buffett is a bit of an anomaly as the investment king that he is. Moving on, down into tech, you've got NVIDIA looks like it's up today. Micron coming back a little bit, but still off and below where it was after earnings. CrowdStrike is up slightly. Apple's been pulling back lately, so Apple had a rough day yesterday. I'm going to get back out of there. You've got Reddit at 165. I think this is a huge short opportunity. I don't think Reddit should be sustained at this price or can sustain itself at this price. If you look at there's no price to earnings because I guess it's not making any revenue. But this is just absolutely, in my opinion, absolutely ridiculous in terms of where we are with this price. I think when it came out, if we go back a year, didn't it come back? Yeah, $45. So this thing is just done incredibly well, but I can't see it being maintained. Cloudflare got 2 upgrades yesterday. So Net got 2 upgrades, which sent it shooting up about $5 yesterday. So that'll be an interesting one to watch. I liked it in the 90s. I sold out of it now, but did well on Net. And then if we scroll down further, I'm really watching, well, one that came back yesterday and that lost its case with Qualcomm is ARM Holdings. It shot up almost $5 or 4% yesterday. Keeping an eye on ARM, I like it in the 128 range, even though, again, price to earnings, it's way out of whack with reality. But I'm keeping an eye today on Meta. I'm looking at Meta. Meta had a great day yesterday. That was fabulous. It looks like it's going to be up again today. In the 500, super attractive stock. I think it'll pull back, though, back down to the 590s, and I'll take another bite at that apple. And then you've got Google. Google dropped yesterday. It came back a little, but not very much, and it is up near 90 and a half. Looks like it's going to be up into the 91s today. Again, just waiting on that announcement from the new administration about dropping the antitrust case, and then I think that's going to skyrocket. So it's just a wait-and-see game on that one. SoFi dropped huge yesterday. This was a surprise, kind of came out of nowhere. Not sure what was the justification behind that, so have to do some research into that one. Looks like it's recovering slightly today, but this is a bit of a steal now at 14.13. And then you've got Goldman. Goldman was doing well. I've been back into Goldman again, and Goldman is looking like it's going to have a strong start to the day as well. I love it in the 174, low 174s. So that's where we are today. Good luck with your trades, and if you're liking the videos, please hit the like and subscribe.